Good morning, Year 5. It's Wednesday, 24th of February. Hope everyone's okay. Sorry about yesterday with the technical faults and all that. No clips today. I've learnt my lesson. We're not going to use any kind of technology or anything like that. We're just going to plough through our lesson and hopefully everything's just like back to normal. And I can't wait to see you guys back in the classroom for real. So fingers crossed, a couple more weeks. Okay, good stuff. So we're going to start today by looking at some missing punctuation. Now, here is a passage, a piece of writing. You can clearly see that it is missing punctuation. Your task is to replace that punctuation. So you can either write out that passage, you might just want to have a look at it if you're at home and make a note. What you've got to do basically is to find or replace 7 capital letters, 5 commas, 3 full stops, 1 exclamation mark and a pair of inverted commas. Now, you know me, I've probably missed out something, but I'm hoping that that is correct. Okay, so I'm going to read through the passage without using any punctuation, and you can see how different it would sound. Okay, so I need a deep breath. Let's do it. It was early in the morning, so I made ready my horse. Then I left for Frogholt, and my adventure had begun. On the way I passed by a peasant who said, "Don't go that way, sir, there is trouble ahead." Cautiously I took his advice and trotted on to Hythe. Okay, now that sounds ridiculous to me. So it's always good practice to read something out aloud so you can hear where you're naturally going to stop or pause. Okay. Think where you might use an exclamation mark in that sentence. Okay, where is somebody speaking? Okay, so that's going to be direct speech. So pause the video, have a go at that. Like I say, you might want to rewrite it in your book. You might talk about it if you're in the bubble. Okay, good luck with that one, guys, and I'll see you in a moment. Back again. Right, let's move on. Oh, so we're just going to check if we got everything correct. So we've got our first capital letter, it. And then moving on, it was early in the morning, comma. I made ready my horse, full stop. Then I left for Frogholt and my adventure had begun, another full stop. On the way, comma, I passed by a peasant who said, "Don't go that way, sir, there is trouble ahead." So I would have put an exclamation mark in there. Cautiously, comma, I took his advice and trotted on to Hythe. So remember to use a capital letter for place names. All right, good job. Hope you did okay on that. Let's move on. So you need to bring this man to justice. You are on the trail of him and all you have got is his written account of where he's been and what he has done. Okay, we're going to refer back to Catherine Eddowes' wanted poster from the beginning of the week. Just have a little look and think about the features again of a wanted poster and possibly how we could improve it. So we need to think about these things, which are basically the 5 W's. You need to try and incorporate those onto your poster somewhere. Okay, and obviously at the end the outcome would be the punishment or what's going to happen next, and the reward is what you're going to pay for the capture of that person. Remember, we're talking about groats here, so in medieval or Tudor times I should say, they used groats as a form of payment. Okay, Let's move on. So here is our first wanted poster, the example for Catherine Eddowes. Now we want to just think about these things. Were they incorporated or used in this poster? Now obviously there is not an image on this poster, but that is really important. Do we know who it was? Yes, we do. Straight away we're informed that this person is called Catherine Jane Eddowes. Okay, now moving on, where we want to track the different locations. So she was seen in Folkestone, she has been up to the Acres Manor, she's also got no fixed home, so where could include, well, we don't exactly know where. Okay, Madam's Wood, she was seen, and Canterbury is the place where she will hopefully end up with her capture. Okay, so when did this take place? Now the only information on this poster given was late at night, so I think this is where this poster could be improved. So think about that when you're planning your poster. You want to give more details about when these things took place, if you've got that information. Okay, so why? So she was drunk and swearing, she has stolen a gown, sorry, not why, it's what. She has stolen a gown, she has threatened the housekeeper. Now that tells you something about her personality as well. Okay, and she has also been seen throwing rabbits' heads into a fire and muttering to herself and crying out death to the lady. So that's what happened. Okay, so now if we're thinking about why is she wanted, well, obviously for all of those crimes, and she is known to be dangerous and carries a dagger. So society, the people, the Tudor people, do not want this person just walking around from village to village, you know, across the heath and through the woods. She's dangerous and carries a dagger. Now the outcome we've said again is that she needs to be put on trial, and there is also a reward for her capture. Excellent. So over to you. Now I have put in resources just an example, a template of how you could structure your wanted poster. But again, it is really up to you about how you decide to lay that out. But these are the sorts of features that we would expect to see. So you don't have to box it up like this, but for your planning, it just helps you structure what you are going to include on your poster. So let's run through from the top. We are going to start by having some sort of headline. Okay, now wanted really stands out, but you could develop that so it should stand out and make an impact. You could say something like witch on the loose, or however you want to phrase that, but it does need to jump out at your reader, because it is a poster. It needs to capture their attention. So next thing, really a brief description of what they have done and why they are wanted. So here I would try and include the 5 W's, but I wouldn't go into great detail. It just needs to be a brief introduction. Okay, then we've said an image or a picture. This should really relate to the person's appearance, so you've got the information about what they look like. Try and use that information to draw an accurate picture. Now it might just be of their face, it might be of their whole body and their clothes. It's entirely up to you, but use the information that you have gathered. Okay, now moving on, you want to definitely include a detailed physical description of this person. So information on what they look like, maybe how their appearance changes, their physical the physical way they move, what they're carrying, things like that. Okay, so it's all added information. So you can really use more detail in that point or at that point. Okay, moving on, you want to also include information about their personality. Do they have an explosive nature or personality? You know, are they helpful one moment and then lose their temper the next minute? What is their character like? What's their nature like? So that's really important. And again, you might want to include a warning at that point. So, caution, do not approach, beware, do not say this, it might offend them, something like that. Okay. And then we want to have information about where they have been, where their crimes have taken place. So it's kind of like a trail. You should be able to map out that trail. Anyone reading your poster will kind of, in their heads, begin to join the dots where they have been, where they might be going next. Okay, and they will also need to know what crimes this person's committed. Excellent. Right, so think about a suitable punishment or an outcome. So again, you could go back to your Tudor crimes and punishment sheet from Monday, or the resource, and have a look there. Think about what would be suitable for this person. And lastly, you obviously want to include a reward, something that will be an incentive, would make your reader want to capture this person or give more information about them. Okay, excellent. So I hope that's really nice and clear. Again, I'm just saying you don't have to use this template for your layout, but do try and include all of those features. All right. So the last slide. It's all going terribly well. I don't think there's been any technical hitches so far. You must plan a poster. You should include detailed information. Sorry, I've just got like a really itchy nose. That's better. You could provide a warning, and you might include reported speech or a quote from somebody. Okay, so somebody might have heard something and you could write about that. Right, so like I say, nothing different today. All went really smooth, and that just leaves me to say good luck with your writing today, guys. Should be a fun session, and I'm going to say cheerio.